Um, this is my thoughts on the FNAF 2 movie. This is gonna be a rant video. I'm just gonna be ranting. I don't have a script or anything, and I think it will show. But there's gonna be spoilers! Big, fat, juicy spoilers in this. Oh boy, woo doggy. Um, so about like the movie itself, the first half of the movie, the first part of the movie, the starting point, I didn't like it. I don't like a lot of the adults in the movie because they are Disney Channel over exaggerated evil. They're mean. Like when Charlie was trying to get help and they didn't hear her out or didn't want to listen, it was so like I don't know the term for it, but it felt so like this did not fucking happen. And like everyone's telling me, oh, it's because from Charlie's point of view. But like I don't really get that. I don't understand that. She had friends, but she didn't go to them for help or anything else. She instead went to a bunch of adults, gave up, and then went after the child who had been kidnapped by William Afton, which was so weird to me because she was invited to a birthday party. She wasn't ostracized from other children. She, like, had friends. She was at a birthday party. They were calling her over for cake. So she could have asked her friends for help. I feel like the start of the movie would have been a lot better if they had beforehand, like if the movie was 2 hours like it should have been, if they had allowed Charlie and Vanessa and Henry to have a lot more stuff building up to that point. I think it should have shown before Charlie being a little like ostracized by not only adults but also by children. You know when adults don't like their child's friend and they're like, oh, this kid's weird, honey, you shouldn't be hanging out with them. I think that should have been a thing for Charlie. I think she should have been that weird kid that people don't invite to parties, or if they do, it's out of pity. And that way, when she got to that party in that part of the film, it could have been more like, yes, those are just Vanessa's friends. These are Vanessa's friends, not her friends. And then she would have had a reason to not go to them, or when she went to them, to be like, hey, this kid just got kidnapped, I need your help. They'd be like, no, you're weird, you're just making up stuff. That would have been a really good thing. And it also could have been a parallel to how Abby is, and how there's kids who believe her and kids who don't believe her. But maybe not, I don't know. I felt Abby and Michael had regressed as as characters. I felt like I don't know, Abby, all of this shit that's already in this movie had already happened to Abby beforehand. And it was so weird seeing her go, oh, I trust and believe you. Like, this already had happened to her in the first movie. And I'm so surprised that she didn't learn anything from that. Like, I get she's like 10. I get it. She's a child. Children are kind of stupid, you know. But it's so weird because she was so focused on her friends. But, like, she's getting manipulated again and she doesn't realize it, even though that was like the big point of the thing is, oh, I learned something at the end of all of this. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid, but Michael also was not as protective of Abby as I think he should have been. He was very, honestly, I saw a change from the first movie. He did improve, but he didn't improve in protecting Abby. That's my problem. He wasn't really on it. He didn't really care. Whenever she would sneak out at night, I would expect him to be up. I know he has sleeping problems or whatever, but like, I was expecting him to really give more of a fuck about her. I was really expecting that. Which is so weird to me because his whole thing is, I love my sister and I don't care about I do care about my past, but I'm not gonna let it control me anymore. I'm going to take care of Abby. I'm going to make things better in our lives. And then he doesn't watch her at night because she does this all the time. She literally went off in the first movie. He wasn't there, to be fair. She went off in the first movie to go to Freddy's, and like, he wasn't there, of course, I get it, but like, come on, man, you know her better than this. I swear. Vanessa was fine. She did a good job. I feel like a lot of the stuff wrong with the movie is that they didn't have enough time beforehand to set up her relationship with Charlie, so a lot of shit feels very forced, in my opinion. It feels very rushed. And I enjoy the story from the games. I did not enjoy how they put it into the movies. It felt like trying to turn game mechanics into more story elements, which is not a technical problem. I don't think there's anything technically wrong with that. It's just that they didn't do it well enough. the music box for the puppet being the way to like make it stop fucking around or whatever. I didn't really like that because they didn't show off that Charlie like relied on it to go to sleep. Again, if this was set up during the start of the movie, I don't think it would have been a problem. I genuinely don't think this would have been an issue like at all. But unfortunately it is, and that's not really, it's not the actor's fault or anybody who like was in it. It's just the fault of like writing by Scott. And unfortunately, I think he thought he could fit so much of FNAF 2 and its charm, also FNAF 6, into this movie that he didn't really account for shit not making any fucking sense. And that's okay. I'm not really, well, it's not okay. But as a person who was going there to watch a movie, I was very disappointed. Not to mention the people there were annoying as hell. It was very, 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 very annoying to be there and to have to listen to children being the most annoying. But that is not his fault. That is the fault of children and their parents. I guess I don't really know. But my opinion is that I thought the movie was fine. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was fine. My opinion on these things, I guess they could be counted as nitpicks. I think they are genuine critiques. I'm not doing this to be, like, mad or angry or anything. I probably should start the video with this, but I don't really care. My opinion on this is just one of, this movie isn't good or bad. It's just kind of, middling for me. I didn't really care. My opinion is, I didn't really care, but I have opinions on it. And if you disagree, that's okay. I don't really care. You can disagree, you can like the movie, you can do whatever you want, but just know this is my opinion, and my opinion is not more valid than yours or anybody else's, but this is what I wish they had done instead. Alright, moving on. I didn't like the scene with the Wizards and Michael there. I think that it should have been switched around. I think it should have been Michael going out to stop the animatronics and Vanessa back there. I think that the whole thing with Vanessa knowing that Charlie is the puppet is kind of weird, because how would she know that Charlie is the puppet if she was the first kid ever murdered? Because I guess they were implying that, but I guess, I don't know. It's weird to me because maybe Afton was just murdering people beforehand. I really would not know. But I feel like the movie could have worked a lot better if Vanessa didn't know that, and as an adult, she goes back there and finds out. I know that probably would have been stupid, but my opinion, whatever. And, like, Charlie trying to, like, get her into a moral dilemma, because we already know she has a rough time with her past. She hates that, like, her father had done all that. She talks about, like, what if Charlie was like, Vanessa, these people, they're evil, they're horrible, like your father. They wronged me. They allowed children to be murdered. They deserve to be punished. We should be free. And, like, I think she should have manipulated her. I think she should have used visions of her father to further her goal against Vanessa. I think that would have been a great thing. In my opinion, I think it really would have made Vanessa feel more like a fleshed out character. I'm not explaining enough, but I feel like there should have been more Vanessa in the film. I needed more of her. I needed more of her struggle. I know she struggled. I know she did, but I wanted to see more of it. I wanted the movie to be more about Vanessa. I needed more. I think that Charlie should have manipulated her into freeing them instead of Abby. I think Abby still should have been there, but I think they should have, like, I don't understand why they used Abby against Vanessa. That seems like such a weird plot point to me. I don't know why. I really don't. I think that Vanessa should have freed them on, like, accident because she was, like, overzealous, maybe. And then Abby comes along, maybe. I don't know. This is just my personal opinion. Whoop-de-doo. Whatever. I was trying to make more sense of, like, what I think should have happened, but I don't really have everything together, so if shit just doesn't sound right or good, whatever, who cares? I thought the ending was fine. The old animatronics, the originals coming to fight the toys was cool. It was fine. Yeah, I like that part. That's like the one part I had no problem with. The biggest problem I have with this movie is Michael Afton. Big spoilers, Michael Afton. The guy who leads the ghost spooper dupers, or whatever the fuck their name are, into the building and gets them killed so that way the puppet can be, like, released and whatever. I think that was so dumb. Michael didn't even have to be in this movie. I'm gonna be honest. If you remove Michael Afton and a lot of the secrets that Vanessa was hiding from Mike, if you just, like, remove them, nothing would change. Nothing would change. She'd still have secrets and it would still be fucked up and Mike still wouldn't want her at the end. Also that, I get why he did that. Why Mike was like, stay away from me and my family. I get it. But it's so like... She spent this entire movie trying to prove that she was like... She saw them as family and she was willing to, you know, not be involved with anything her father was doing. And I understand the betrayal of feeling, oh, you have a brother and he's fucking evil and, like, you know, trying to act out your father's legacy, and he actively, like, tried to get you back in here. I get that, but I think that what he did was justified, but I don't like or agree with it. I'm not saying I wanted a happy ending where everybody gets to go home, but I don't know. Just the way it was said was so... It didn't feel good to me, and I don't really know how to explain it or express it in a way that really matters. So I guess I'm just fucked. Whatever. I just didn't think it was very good. The dialogue in this movie, for most of the parts, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it felt, I don't want to say corny. Corny seems very rude, but it felt very cheesy, very camp. And there's nothing wrong with camp. I have no problem with it, as long as it's in doses I can handle. I didn't think it was the worst. I just didn't think the dialogue naturally flowed like they were real people. I didn't feel like they were real people anymore. In the first one, I felt that they were real people. I felt the heart. Oh my god, another problem I have. I felt like this movie didn't utilize the animatronics as much as it should have. Sorry, that is a fucking side tangent. But in the first movie, it was a human and animatronic movie. And the second one, it's human animatronic movie. Like, instead of being a dog and pony show, it was a dog show. That's a side tangent. That one doesn't really matter. That one's, I think it's a nitpick, but whatever. What the fuck was I talking? Oh my god, I got distracted. Oh my god. Something about Michael. Something about something. I don't remember. Ugh, fuck! I messed up. I'm so sorry. But, I thought William was alright. Wasn't very good, but wasn't very bad. He showed up in the exact way I expected him to show up. There was no problem with that. I didn't really care. I didn't really like what happened in the dream sequence. There wasn't enough of them. The first movie relied so heavily on them, and the second movie didn't even give a shit. It was like one, and she wasn't fine after, but I feel like she should have, you know, done more of those. I feel like it would have been a more interesting way to bring William into the story even more, but instead it was just one, and it was done, one and done, I guess. And sure, she had the hallucinations. I liked those because it showed her, like, her having, like, how her father had a pull over her, how he had control over her, like, how he was instructing her, and that was good. But they didn't do enough of it. They did not do enough of it, and that really pissed me off. I'm not mad at the movie by any, like, means, but I'm not very in tune with it. I didn't really like it. It was fine. The ending, I already talked about the animatronic battle. Oh shit, I forgot about Fast Fest because it's nothing. Fast Fest, I liked it. I thought Fast Fest was an interesting idea, but it was only in the movie for like 3 scenes, I think. There was absolutely no reason for Fast Fest to be there, and that disappoints me. I wanted it to be in there more. There could have been an actual plot point with it, because Toy Freddy goes there and he scans, and then he just goes off. Like, for Charlie's crusade against adults, which is like, okay, whatever. But in her crusade against adults, she, like, says, oh, I'm never gonna forget this, and whatever, you know, these people wronged me, but then she goes after 2 completely random families. Maybe I'm, like, stupid and I didn't get it, but those families were random. They were not the people in the start, and I thought that was so weird, because I thought in this movie they were gonna utilize, you know, the toys, they're fakey fake, you know, the corporate, oh, they have, like, you know, tracking for, like, people and criminals and predators or whatever. And I thought they were gonna use that for, like, you know, her hunting down the adults. And I thought the adults were going to be the children of the adults who had wronged her, and now they're adults. And I was like, oh, that would have been really cool. I thought that was what was going to happen, like the sins of the father type shift, you know. But instead, it was random people, 2 people who didn't even have children, and a person who did have a child. And it was so, I didn't really get it. It felt very underdeveloped. Michael Afton was like, this whole town will be dead by sunrise. Most over-exaggerated thing anyone has ever, like, said ever. 4 people died in this fucking movie, I'm pretty sure. 4. Wasn't even, like, they said this movie was gonna be, like, really, like, ooh, crazy with the kills and whatnot, and then, like, 4 people died. That was so weird. Why did they do that? But, yeah. It was just, like, kind of disappointing. I was really expecting, I guess I went in there with low expectations, so again, I really wasn't that hurt by it or anything. I'm not, like, disappointed, but it was really just kind of like, oh, I expected a little more. I expected more, even though I was expecting nothing at all, so hey, what the hell, you know? I think that, like, really is all my general points about the movie. Honestly, I can't really think of anything else. Springtrap reveal at the end was cool. That was cool. Henry's Fnaf 6 type monologue and being attacked by, I'm assuming, Puppet Vanessa was pretty cool. I thought that was cool. I like the puppet possession scenes, but that was makeup and cool shit. That was awesome. I loved those. But I didn't really get it. I understood why she was able to possess people, because she's the puppet master. Ooh, whatever. You know, she's like a puppeteer. But I didn't really get it. I don't understand why only she can possess people and nobody else can possess people. That didn't really make any sense to me. But that's a nitpick. Again, that's a nitpick. It doesn't really matter. I think that if I had to rate the movie on, like, a scale of 10 or something, like, on a scale of, like, 1 out of 10, I'd give it, like, a 5. Maybe, like, a 4.5. I don't know. It wasn't very... 4.5 implies it's, like, really, really bad. 5.5 at best. 5.5. It wasn't very bad. It was kind of middling. Maybe a 6. I don't know. But yeah, that's my general opinion on it. If I remember anything, I'll go into a deeper rant and write a script and give, like, you know, give more of my all. If this is the best I could do, then fuck, man, I'm screwed. Damn. But yeah, this is just my general opinion, my general thoughts, and my general feelings. I was kind of disappointed. Not very happy. I really prefer the game lore to the movie lore, and I'm glad that they are separate continuities. I am very, very glad for that. I am so glad for that. I really do love the games. I really, really do. I love the games, and I love the story they're trying to tell, and I don't really appreciate how the movie has been doing them dirty like this. I really don't appreciate it. I really don't. And I hope that the third movie, they learn their lesson, and they make a movie. A actual movie. It doesn't have to be for fans. It really doesn't have to. For fans just means we get a reference every 3 minutes. It was literally like, it was so crazy, but I thought the reveals were cool, but that's the problem. I wasn't there for the reveals. I was there for mostly having a movie, and the movie wasn't really a movie, and I'm saying movie too much. I really wanted a story. I wanted a story I could give a shit about, and I didn't. I really didn't, and that really disappoints me. I hope they learn their lessons. I really, really hope they do. I think Emma Tammy and I think Scott, I don't think they're bad at making movies at all. I don't think the first movie was that bad, which is weird. I would rate the first movie above the second movie. I don't know. And I don't really care about either of them. I have the same critiques for the first movie, honestly. I don't know. This is all my opinion, blah, 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 whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. My opinion is that I think that they need to start making movies instead of making things for fans. You can absolutely still have shit for fans in there, but you need to start making stories about, like about the games and about the stuff that happens in them instead of just, look at this reveal, look at this character, ooh, oh my god, scream, ah! Like, I don't mind that, but I really wanted there to be a story. I really wanted to care and feel for Charlie, but unfortunately how she's presented, I did still feel for her, but it was so cartoonishly strawmanish that I didn't really care anymore, and that really upset me, because I do give a fuck about Charlie. I love her in the game. She's literally, like, the most sympathetic person, and she's also a caring character in the game. She cares so deeply for, like, other lost souls, but in the movie, she's, like, so angry, and I get that's because that's the last emotion she felt when she died. She was angry, she kind of lost herself, but it's not an excuse at that point. She, like, died in the games, and she, like, led all her anger to doing something good. Even if sometimes it was misguided, it was still good. But, I should probably, like, stop talking. I've been talking for, like, 19 minutes. Oh my god! Whatever. Fuck. I guess I'm done talking about it. It's not really drama and it's not really anything crazy. I didn't think the movie was shit. I'm not trying to make this into like a big long month-long drama fucking evil FNAF thumbnail. It's shit or whatever. I don't think it was serviceable, and I hope they learn. I hope they learn. I do hope they get better. Criticism is the only way anybody gets better at anything, including making movies. So please go out there, watch it if you can, watch it if you want. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. I don't really care. But please criticize it. Please criticize it fairly and justly. Do not just hate on it to hate on it. That's not how you criticize things. Don't be a Debbie Downer. Be a beautiful human being and criticize it fairly, because people worked on this and they did put effort into it. They did try, even if you don't think they did try. So, yeah, I guess that's all for me. That's all for me. I guess I'll see you in another thing I do whenever I make something. Goddamn, I've been kind of stagnant, but whenever I make something, I guess I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.